The Dallas Cowboys might be preparing to shake up the draft in a way nobody saw coming. A new report just dropped, and the details suggest Dallas isn't sitting back and waiting for talent to fall to them. They're exploring options. Moving up? Trading back? Targeting a specific name quietly rising on their board? Insiders say the front office has been far more active than usual behind the scenes. That usually means one thing: conviction. When a team locks onto their guy, draft night can turn chaotic fast. Is this about protecting Dak Prescott with offensive line help? Or reinforcing the defense after last season's inconsistencies? There's also growing buzz that Dallas could surprise everyone and prioritize speed and explosiveness over safe picks. One thing is clear: this doesn't sound like a standard draft approach. If the report is accurate, the Cowboys are positioning themselves to control the board, not react to it. Draft night in Dallas just got a whole lot more interesting. If you thought the Dallas Cowboys were going to have a quiet offseason, think again, because a brand new report just dropped and it's sending shockwaves through the entire NFL world. The Dallas Cowboys are reportedly preparing for a massive draft shakeup, and the decisions being made behind closed doors could completely reshape this franchise heading into next season. And trust me, what I'm about to break down could change everything for America's team. Over the past few weeks, speculation around the Cowboys has been building. After another season that ended short of championship expectations, pressure has been mounting on Jerry Jones and the front office to finally make a bold, aggressive move. The fan base is tired of almost. They want results. They want a Super Bowl. And now, according to insiders close to the organization, the Cowboys draft board is looking very different than most people expected. Let's start with the biggest headline. Multiple reports suggest the Cowboys are strongly considering trading up in the first round. Yes, trading up. Not sitting back. Not playing it safe. But moving aggressively to secure a top-tier impact player. That alone tells you this front office understands the urgency of the moment. With Dak Prescott entering another crucial stretch of his career, the team knows the window is not infinite. Speaking of Dak Prescott, the organization continues to publicly support him, but make no mistake, this draft will be about giving him every possible tool to succeed. Whether that means bolstering the offensive line, adding another explosive weapon, or reinforcing the defense to take pressure off the offense, this draft could be one of the most important in the Dak Prescott era. There's growing buzz that the Cowboys are targeting a premier offensive tackle prospect. After battling inconsistencies and injuries up front, protecting the quarterback has become priority number one. The NFC East is only getting tougher. The Philadelphia Eagles continue to invest in the trenches. The Washington Commanders are rebuilding aggressively. The New York Giants are desperate to rebound. If Dallas wants to stay on top, it starts with dominating at the line of scrimmage. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Some insiders believe the Cowboys are also evaluating elite defensive prospects higher than expected. And that makes sense when you think about it. Under the leadership of their defensive core, Dallas has built one of the more feared units in the league. However, in critical playoff moments, they've struggled to consistently stop elite offenses. Adding another game record could take this defense from very good to unstoppable. There are whispers that the team is especially intrigued by versatile defenders who can line up in multiple positions. The modern NFL demands flexibility. You need players who can rush the passer, drop into coverage, and disguise schemes. If the Cowboys pull the trigger on one of these hybrid stars, it could create matchup nightmares across the league. Now let's talk about the possibility that has fans divided. Wide receiver. Yes, wide receiver. Even though the Cowboys already have a strong group, there's chatter that they might not pass up an elite playmaker if one falls into range. Imagine pairing another explosive weapon alongside their current core. Suddenly, this offense becomes nearly impossible to scheme against. But here's the reality. The Cowboys can't address everything in one draft. That's why the trade-up conversation is so critical. Moving up means giving up capital. It means sacrificing later picks. So the front office has to be absolutely convinced that the player they're targeting is a franchise-altering talent. Jerry Jones has never been afraid of big moves. We've seen it before. When he believes in a player, he goes all in. And according to league sources, this draft feels different inside the building. There's a sense of urgency. A sense that standing still is no longer an option. Another key storyline emerging from these reports is the Cowboys' emphasis on leadership and high football IQ prospects. After recent playoff disappointments, the team wants players who can handle pressure, who thrive in big moments, and who elevate the locker room culture. Talent alone isn't enough anymore. Mental toughness is becoming a major factor in their evaluations. Let's also not ignore the financial angle. The salary cap always plays a role in draft strategy. If the Cowboys anticipate difficult contract decisions in the near future, especially with star players approaching extensions, drafting cost-controlled impact starters becomes even more valuable. This could influence which positions they prioritize. And then there's the wildcard scenario. What if a quarterback prospect unexpectedly slides? It might sound crazy, but teams have to prepare for every possibility. While there is no indication that the Cowboys are actively seeking a replacement for Dak Prescott, smart front offices do their homework. Even if it's just due diligence, you can't ignore the long-term picture. What makes this draft cycle so fascinating is the level of secrecy coming out of Dallas. Typically, leaks happen. Hints drop. But this year, the organization has been unusually tight-lipped. That only fuels speculation that something significant is brewing. Fans are already debating online. Some want offensive firepower. Others demand defensive dominance. Some believe the answer is rebuilding the trenches. The truth is, the Cowboys' draft decision could swing the trajectory of the franchise for the next 5 years. Think about the impact of a single draft pick. We've seen rookies transform teams overnight. A dominant pass rusher can change how opponents call plays. A lockdown offensive tackle can extend a quarterback's prime. A dynamic receiver can turn third and long into a touchdown. The Cowboys understand that this moment matters. They understand that expectations in Dallas are always sky high. This isn't a rebuilding franchise. This is a win-now organization with a global fan base demanding championships. There's also growing speculation that the Cowboys are exploring trade-down scenarios if their primary target is taken. That would allow them to accumulate more picks and address multiple needs. It's a high-risk, high-reward chess match that will unfold live on draft night. One thing is clear, standing pat does not appear to be the plan. Aggression is the theme. Whether that aggression results in a blockbuster trade-up or a strategic maneuver down the board remains to be seen, but the front office is clearly preparing for multiple scenarios. As draft day approaches, scouts are finalizing grades, coaches are reviewing film, and ownership is weighing the long-term vision of the franchise. Every decision will be magnified. Every pick will be analyzed. And let's not forget the pressure factor. The Dallas Cowboys are not just any team. They are America's team. Every move dominates headlines. Every mistake gets amplified. That spotlight adds another layer of intensity to this draft process. If the Cowboys nail this draft, they could enter next season as legitimate Super Bowl contenders. If they miss, the criticism will be relentless. That's the reality in Dallas. So here we are. Massive updates. A huge draft report. Trade-up possibilities. Defensive intrigue. Offensive reinforcements. Leadership priorities. Salary cap strategy. And a fan base holding its breath. The next few weeks could define the future of this franchise. The war room decisions will echo for years. And if the reports are accurate, the Dallas Cowboys are preparing to make a move that will shock the league. Stay locked in, because this draft isn't just another off-season event. For the Cowboys, it could be the turning point. And when that first-round pick is announced, we'll finally know whether this aggressive strategy was genius or gamble. Either way, the entire NFL will be watching.